Hi everyone, welcome to the morning edition of Tea Time, where we bring you the best in the world of entertainment. On this episode, we have an interview with an upcoming artist, and we'll be telling you who that is soon enough. I'm Tokunbo Taiwo, and I'm here with the regulars, Elsie Godwin and Ife Oshunkeye. Hi guys.
What up?
Okay, so there's quite a lot of stories that are trending this morning. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're looking at me like, seriously?
No, asking us what's new. So
he wants to share, like, oh God, today is going to be a special day.
Yeah, so if as you know, I was going to ask you what...
You said there are a lot of things trending, and then you want to ask me, so what did you see that maybe I can elaborate on it?
Okay. Have you seen... the one where Bobrisky was bashing Odunola, what's his name?
Odunlade.
Like, why are you always in that circle?
Odunlade.
Yeah. So, did you see that one?
No, you know I don't follow Bobrisky.
Okay.
To start with. So, what did Bobrisky say about Odunlade?
Okay, so it was actually Odunlade that actually started. They sent a video regarding you're a man, why are you dressing like a woman, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't actually call any names whatsoever.
That video
and then he
is like
said...
a month old.
But she only responded to this recently.
But that video was not about Bobrisky. Odunlade was just doing his own to encourage people on social media, as in he was just trying to let them know that you don't have to follow a celebrity or feel like, oh, because I don't have a particular amount of followers and all that. And he was saying, even if you have 3,000 followers and you're not going over the board trying to dress like a woman, I don't think he was trying to shade Bobrisky. But of course, Ogani get to trend in 2019.
No, it's not even about
Odunlade has
who the cap
following.
fits. So yeah.
And he carried it up, and now he's all there insulting Odunlade, talking about his career is dead. Or so. And I'm wondering,
Odunlade is like,
Bobrisky,
and he also said something about
making it a
he
movie.
said Odunlade was fathering, instead of him getting busy fathering so many what do they call it, bastard children with some of his workers. I was like, do you come out and reveal all that kind of stuff?
Whatever Bobrisky has to say about Odunlade, it's not even important, because Odunlade is someone that is in the Yoruba movie industry. But everybody in Nigeria is nationally acclaimed, if not because of the movies, because of the memes. Odunlade has like the funniest memes.
If I don't understand your point.
We are saying
no, I want to hear his first point. It's like he's going somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm like saying that whatever Bobrisky has to say, it's irrelevant. And then he just wants the attention, like Elsie said. But another thing I saw, let's move away from Bobrisky, by the way,
very
please.
Important.
Yeah, real quick. I saw Bukirai. Bukirai, you know, she was a Christian, then she became a Muslim, and then now she has moved to Texas, and she started attending reading, and then she's a Christian once again. I thought
you wanted to say she has joined another level.
no, she's a Christian once again. And then the late...
Well, that's one of the women I love in Nollywood.
Yeah.
Right.
Out of controversies, out of the media, And then secondly, the late Aishat Abimbola, so rest in perfect peace.
No, I think we're going to talk about that, so don't spill it yet.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
Are we?
No, we're not.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Just
There's no
trust me
Aishat
when I say we
Abimbola.
Oh, okay, maybe later this afternoon,
Yes,
she means.
we will.
All right.
Are you
All right,
sure
no
about
problem. I think it was taken out.
No, we was taken out. It
Yes.
has been revised,
Yes.
Okay.
Mom.
Yes,
Go
so
ahead.
if you might as well just give us a
Aishat
snippet.
Abimbola, there's this child custody thing with Lolala, who was there for her while she had the cancer and before she died, and she's been the one taking care of the children since she passed away. So the Canadian authorities want to know who should take custody. So they reached out to estranged husband, Joseph Ibrahim or something like that. And the guy is like, no, he's going to take custody. And he hasn't even been in communication with these kids for years. You get, they don't even know their father. But so everybody, not everybody, they feel like it has been hinted on what Lolala is getting as support from, because the children are Canadian citizens, and she's obviously getting money taking care of them. So he wants a piece of the pie.
You know the funny part in that story? Towards the end, when they said they reached out to the lady and she said, oh, there's nothing like that, where are they getting this, that if they write about it, that she will sue them. And then they reached out to the man, and the man was like, please, this is a family issue. It's a family issue. Don't spoil my case. I'm like, okay.
Like,
there is a case and they're trying to cover it up, but
he needs to make money, man.
I just hope he understands the role of a father. It's not about making money off your children. You should take care of your children.
Well, a lot of fathers are doing that these days.
Okay.
Starting with the Marcos to the, what's it called? Rihanna's dad. And, yes, so.
But these are still kids, like they are children, so
well,
he should grow a conscience.
All right, so I think we should move on before we end the show talking about.
All right, so we're going to go on a quick break. When we return, we'll be introducing that studio guest that we told you we had here in the studio. We'll be telling you who that is right after this break.
I said my baby,
It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full-on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got 2 of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. Next up, time to introduce our studio guest. Today, we have an upcoming artist, and he has featured on Falz's recent album, Moral Instruction. And he was featured actually on the 7th track and will be releasing his own EP sometime soon. Let's all welcome Chills himself.
Ooh, where's the guy?
Okay.
Where's Netflix now?
I had to. Oh wow. But funny story is funny story
Come on, man,
is
Netflix and
I
chill.
got it, but it was going
before Grateful, before the Good Vibes EP, which is what's coming next. I was working on another project called Netflix and Chills. So that's what I thought he was referring to, but I didn't
That's
know.
what he's referring to.
Oh,
He has jokes. He has
Now I
jokes.
was thinking if he has done his
so where's
research.
Netflix since we have chill?
He has jokes. He has jokes.
Yeah,
He does.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we start? Elsie?
Okay, how has it been in the industry, being an upcoming artist that you know you need to break in some way, somehow?
There's no other way to say it than to just use the one word: tough. It's been tough, but we move. I mean, challenges every day, but.
Can you, drive your point home by giving us an instance of one of the actual instances where you really faced a blockade, where you were supposed to move forward and you just had something stagnant?
Okay, firstly, I didn't even grow up in Lagos, which is where, this is Nigeria's entertainment hub. So moving to Lagos was my first real challenge. Fortunately, I knew some people, but, it's different when you have to depend on somebody for something. Yeah. So I had to solve issues like, where am I going to stay? Even the first time when I landed, the person I was supposed to stay with, unfortunately, had an extra guest, so I had to find somewhere else.
Okay.
But now I'm pretty much sorted.
You see, one of the things that you've mentioned so far is, having the challenge in terms of relocation, but I'm talking about challenges in terms of the music business itself.
Learning about it is the major thing, because you are talented doesn't mean that you know how to, should I say, profit from your venture or how to move yourself forward. So the fact that you meet some people as well that do not necessarily have your best interest at heart is another thing. Navigating your way.
Fake love.
Yeah, you have to really be careful and sort of discern who is who from who's real and who's just trying to profit off of you. Because this Lagos, everybody ID right.
You just moved into Lagos. Would you agree with, what's his name again?
Who's that?
90% of Lagosians. Mr. 2K.
Okay, are you going to agree with him? He said 90% of Nigerians are Lagosians are gold diggers. Do you agree?
I don't know what technology was used, according to Buhari, to get to that fact, but I believe they're real people. There are a lot of good people in Lagos. You just have to go through the stress of finding them.
Yeah. All right. So, while you were speaking, you mentioned you knew some people and you've met some people along the way. So, tell us about your relationship with Chocolate City.
Splendid. Chocolate City is family. They gave me my first set of opportunities. Thank you as well, TMXO. Thank you, Emma Abaga. Thank you, Dambus Abuchi.
Sorry to cut in. Did you live in Jos as well?
I did not.
Okay, whereabouts did you relocate
Harcourt.
from? Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, carry on.
Our relationship is very, very, very good. I don't work for them anymore, but I work with them.
As the
when there's
AR?
work to be done. A&R,
A&R,
consulting, production, whatever needs to be done. Writing, I'm available.
All right, so I'm glad since you're talking about MI and your relationship with Chocolate City, we had Magneto on the show recently, and he declared himself the best rapper in Africa. And we asked him that, okay, so where does that place MI? And he said MI is probably second place after. He said, oh, MI.
Probably. So
Yeah, probably second place after Magneto. So he is called himself the best rapper.
It's allowed now.
It's allowed.
But do you
agree?
I can call this mug the best mug. Doesn't mean that I have facts to support
But
that
do you
statement.
agree?
It is allowed.
Who's the best rapper?
Do you agree that this top you have on is black?
Of course, it's red. It's clear.
Okay. I don't agree. I think it's black.
Ife has a question for you. What was your question again?
Okay, so,
so
as far as you're concerned, who's the best rapper in Nigeria?
I don't know, really. I don't know.
No, but okay.
I have a lot of people on that list.
Okay, give us your top three.
I really like what Black Bones is doing. I don't know if you know about Black Bones.
Yeah.
I like MI. I like Falz a lot because I have an opportunity to work with the guy as well.
Okay.
There are a lot of people on that list.
Yeah, speaking about Falz, you worked on his new album, or you were featured on his new album as well. So how
I
did
worked
that,
on it as well.
You worked on it, brilliant. So how did that come about?
We have a mutual friend who goes by the name of Sappy,
Okay.
who had been playing Falz my music, and I've been a fan from maybe 8 to 10 years ago. I've been following his movements from the UK back to Nigeria. And I think last year I just received a call from Sappy, and it was Falz on the phone saying, okay, yeah, he wants to work. And came back to Nigeria and we hooked up, and it's been magic ever since.
Okay, so Burna Boy late last year was in the UK and he was in an interview. And I know you grew up in the UK as well, or you lived in the UK.
For a while, yes.
Yes, you lived in the UK, and because they call you a UK-based Nigerian artist. So yeah, that's your profile on Wikipedia.
Paperwork there.
Okay, so I really want to get your take because the presenter said Afrobeats originated from the UK.
Forget that. No.
That's no, right?
Is-
So Afrobeat is ours, right?
Yeah, it's a Nigerian thing. I think what they were trying to say was there's a certain sound that's coming out of the UK now that was brought out of Afrobeats.
Okay.
If they're referring to that, then that's fine, because I sort of saw when it was happening. And they created a movement around there using dancers, using social media presence and stuff. So now we have sort of a market for Afrobeats in the UK because of that movement, but it didn't start. No, it didn't start there.
All right, just speaking on Afrobeat, sorry. You've been opportune to work with Falz, and his new album, Moral Instruction, is more of a political, social-oriented album. And people have classified him as the fella of our time. Do you agree?
I do not agree. I think Falz needs to be Falz, and you should respect him as such by not equating him to somebody else that has their own, they worked for their own name and their title, and their legend. Allow Falz to create his own. So I don't really agree with.
But Falz hasn't come out to
Refute.
How many things has he come out to refute that have sprung out?
Well,
as top from the
Murik,
album?
for example, has come out.
He's not gonna. I wouldn't personally respond to what social media is saying for maybe one of two reasons. First one being that if two people are arguing, if you and I are arguing that this shirt is this top is black and you say it's red, it's black is red, it's black is red. The minute you say it's black, the argument is over. The conversation is done, and it doesn't carry on the life of the topic.
Yeah.
So if I am Falz and I come and respond saying I'm not fella, silence. Nobody's going to talk about that topic anymore. Maybe after 1 week, they'll be like, how can you say you're not Fela? After that, it's done. When I can allow you to keep talking.
So you're saying the talking is good for the business?
It's good, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let me ask you, still on this Fela issue, because like when Ife asked you, you know, you cringed a little bit, because I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. You don't like the idea of, you know, someone, maybe an artist claiming the legacy of another. You just believe people should be, you know, individualistic in terms of their music and in terms of their person, rather than, you know, people claiming to have the same spirit as Fela. So I wanted to get more of your take on that, if I am correct.
First of all, let me say I have a lot of respect for Fela and what he's done and the challenges he faced in his time. But, I mean, how do I explain this properly? The thing is, Falz worked hard to get to where he is, right? Fela did the same thing. They are parallel, they're not one and the same. So you cannot now equate the work that I'm putting in to make it seem like I'm kind of.
Let me just clarify, because I'm not just referring to Falz. I'm talking about other people, you know.
Yeah, that's just an analogy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just referring to him based, okay.
It's like somebody saying, oh, this is Nigeria's own Justin Bieber. I'm like, first of all, have respect for yourself as a Nigerian to not equate the hard work of another Nigerian to somebody else outside of the country just because you believe that's greater than this. So I don't.
Okay. All right. On that note, we're going to go on a break. When we return, we'll be carrying on in our conversation with emerging artist Chillzhimself. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am. If you no talk, dem go beat you. Na 2,500 they pay.
Welcome back. It's still tea time right here on Plus TV Africa, and we're swiftly moving on in our conversation with music artist Chillzhimself. So, who wants to go next?
I do. So there's this question playing in my head. Wow. Yeah. You know MI and you know the Chalk City camp, and then you know the bad guys camp. So off the back of, I think, talk or moral instruction, there's this promotion I've seen about someone from Chalk City camp trying to train people to be able to use their craft for social issues. Now I'm wondering, is it possible to train someone to do that? Is it not supposed to come from within? Like, you know your art. You're lost. Okay, I'm saying you're in both camp, basically. Like, you have like a relationship with them. Then off the back of talk, that's when he dropped the single before we got the real album. And then moral instruction, one of the two. There is this promotion I've seen of them trying to train people to be able to use their craft for social good. So my question is, do you think, do you think that anyone can be trained to pick up a cause with their craft?
I don't know about training. Training that sort of says that, I don't know, taking classes but you can be encouraged to use whatever power you have for social good. I don't know about training, but I mean, if I do something good, you might be encouraged to do the same. So I think.
So you don't think they need training for that sort of thing?
I think it's just encouragement and seeing results. If I tell you that if you put water in a kettle and turn it on, in about 10 minutes it's going to boil, and you want the water to boil. If you see it boil, you might be encouraged to do your own. I don't know if that makes sense. So.
All right, so we've been talking about other people. Let's focus on Chills now, yes, because you have one of my best. You have one of my best songs of 2018, "Grateful" featuring Mayokun, right? That song is on fire. But before we even talk about you, I need people, because you have a unique sound, you've cut a niche for yourself, and that's what makes you different.
I'm still cutting up, but...
Yeah. And that's what makes you different from a lot of all these ankle leg work thing we're doing everywhere. So I'd like you to give us a freestyle real quick, saying, or you call it free vibe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do the free vibe on Plus TV Africa real quick.
First of all, I wouldn't say I'm different, yes, but I wouldn't. I would say I don't have to speak sort of condescendingly about somebody else's craft. If you say Zanko artist, I think they're amazing, and I listen to a lot of them.
No. I'm not bringing them
I'm just
down.
saying.
I'm just saying your choose is different.
I agree. I'm not saying you are.
You get me.
But there are people watching that can get the wrong message, whether you said it or not. So,
well,
let me just protect myself.
I'm protecting you. I wasn't even. Zlatan didn't even come to mind. I'm just talking about the okay. Let's do the shaku and all that. You know what I mean?
I mean
the party dancehall.
Funny enough, if I anyway, we're hammering too much on it, but this is the last thing I'll say. If I ever do a Zanku song, it will be a Zanku song, but it'll just be my way.
Oh, now I see why you are defending it. It's like you're up to something.
It's for the EP.
It's up to something.
So let's get the freestyle.
Freestyles. How much do you have?
And you give me your account details later.
No, I have to see the.
And so what do you charge? Yeah, that's a good
for free vibes.
Yeah, so let's start. Yeah, no.
Just
like how much do you charge for a show?
Just north of $2 million. That's the person is begging for.
Okay. We'll be talking about that later in the afternoon. By the way.
Unfortunately, I didn't come prepared to.
Okay, so drop one of your verses. Especially, okay, if it's Grateful, can you do a verse from Grateful?
Yeah. The thing is, as I'm speaking now, you can hear sort of phlegm because I have a cold.
I'll back you up. We have backup.
You guys don't agree.
You can't
just do something.
Okay. So before Mayokun hopped on Grateful, there was a second verse. And shout out to Cess. I don't know if you said Cess, the problem child. That was your Falz. He sort of made the collab happen because Anyway, that's another story. So I think I'll do the second verse here today.
Okay.
And it goes like this. I won more than I have lost. Yeah. No bridge way I know feet cross. Cause even if the hustle never pay, you go pay one day, of course. Just keep calm. I know where I put my trust. Cause I know say na Jehovah hold me. Even on the worst days, nothing go fi pull me down. And I sure say heaven no fi fail me. Even on the worst days, nothing go fi pull me down. Even if I was a down shoe, yeah.
That wasn't bad, I mean. Exactly. And you were sounding like you would not kill it.
The reason why
him and his own self. Then go be Grateful, yeah.
The reason why it takes me so much time to release music is that I'm sort of a perfectionist. So if I'm not going to do 150%, I sort of avoid.
I like that.
Yeah. Do you find you're a different person when you get into your elements when it comes to singing? Because I just saw like a switch. Very reserved person on one end, and then once you started singing, you just like were a different person. Do you find that that's the case?
People are shocked because I'm very what's this term?
Reserved.
I'm reserved, but I'm
to an extent
introvert.
No, not when someone is anyway. I can't remember the word.
Okay.
On something, when you don't expect a lot from somebody. So I'm that kind of person. I'm quiet in the room, but when I get into it, people are surprised.
So underrated?
Is
that?
I didn't say that too.
You mystify people, right?
He's trying to give you his name.
So underestimated, is that the
No,
word
that's
or
not the
under?
word.
Okay, so people don't underestimate you in any way. when
They do,
see
but that's not the word I was.
underrated.
Well, let's talk about policies before you go.
It's really after that word.
Yeah,
Me too.
let's talk about
It's disturbing me.
policies. We're going to vote soon. What advice do you have?
There's more than 2 parties in Nigeria. That's my advice.
Right.
There's more than 2 parties
Yes,
in Nigeria.
hint. He's hinting.
And that's true. That's
it's food for
something
thought.
solid. Food for
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
So a couple of people have been reaching out to me on social media, telling me I should support one party or the other. But the thing about us creatives and people with a voice is when you tell people to go a certain way,
That's right.
there are always issues. Either the person underperforms, and then they blame you for. When really and truly, you should just tell people to go out there and vote rather than vote for this person or the other.
Okay, all right, we're out of time, so that's precisely where we're going to wrap up this morning. We're back later this afternoon with a brand new episode of the program. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors, Elsie and Ife, the entire production team as well, and of course, our guest on the program, Chills himself. Thank you very much
for having me, guys.
All right, so I'm Tukumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching, and from all of us here, have yourself a good morning.